Welcome to my world. This is the spawn point. It's called the pizza. Well, I suppose it doesn't really have a name. It's just a gigantic pizza. The island, the spawn island, is covered in concrete powder. I've got nothing else here, but the terraforming is complete. Around the entire island, I'm terraforming like the foot of the island, not just the island itself. So if you swim down, unfortunately the island is mostly in the cold oceans, so it's just a lot of gravel around. So I tried to make it look a little more interesting. I've got conduit coverage. The conduits are the underwater beacons. Around half of the island, because I have 3 conduits, 3 more need to be installed. So what you see here, all of this was done by hand. On survival. I don't really like building and creative. One of the conduits, it's not just gonna stay like this. I want to build something around it to hide it. Similar to this one, for example. Okay, let's start at the main building. So this is the base. This is the main building where my storage is, all my stuff. For some reason, sometimes my doors don't close when I come through. So it's like big open space. I like it that way. I think I've got all 16 colors of glass in the roof. I'm pretty sure. The super smelter, nothing fancy, just 20 furnaces hooked up. I've got the chicken cooker. I will probably want to switch to another food source, but for now it's good. At least the farm works. It's like the main working area. I've got the enchantment table there. Actually, it's set up wrong. The table should be right where the barrel is to change it, because it's too close to the bookshelf, so actually I don't get all the levels of enchantments. Before smithing tables had any function, I used them here as a floor for the anvil, because the top texture looks kind of cool. So yeah, okay. This is the storage. I've got 2 levels of storage. Pretty much anything can fit in here, at least. Most of the items in the game could before 1.16. Yeah, I mean, building blocks, lots of stuff. Well, it's typical storage, not much to say. I have it set up like this because there's more space. Makes it a little bit harder to click on the chest, but it's okay. I got used to it. I've got, little ways to get around everywhere because it's just easier. So over here is, I know, let me go to sleep quickly. Oh yeah, I've got swiftness, the speed boost, because I've got 2 beacons on the island. So I hear phantoms dying. Yeah. So this is the backyard. I don't really know what was going through my mind with this ground texture, but I like it. I'm gonna leave it as it is. This kind of statue was I built it on a diagonal, so well, I think it could have been better, but I don't like deleting, like completely demolishing all the builds. I like keeping the evidence of how bad I used to be. Like some of the stuff here is kind of weird. Like the texture variation on this building is crazy, but I like it. It's strange. Down here I have my old sugarcane farm. I mean, it still works. It's just not my main source of sugarcane anymore. Back here is one of the beacons. This is a full beacon hidden on the ground. I don't use it for anything else, so it's just hidden down there to give me the speed boost. I like getting around quickly on the island. This is where we came from over there, the pizza spawn. This fragment of the wall is pretty much finished as we go here, but here the wall is not yet finished, so it's like you can see it's blank. It's not actually the basic shape is there, but nothing else. This building is my sugarcane farm. Okay. Yes, it's a typical setup with pistons and water collection. I think I've got what 9 plants on each of these. 9 or 10 plants or something like that on each of these lines, and there are what, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 lines, so well, about 50 plants. Got a pretty good supply. We're just going around the main building. These are all areas connected, hugging the main building. I used to keep horses here, but I have no use for horses. I might put some in at some point, like to just name them and keep them as pets or whatever, but yeah. The area itself looks nice, I like it. But it serves no purpose right now. I have a little rooftop garden on top of the sugarcane farm. I like how these trees came out. I don't like building trees, I'm not very good at it. But these two, they're okay. And down here you can go down the stairs to this previous area that we were in. If you go around, continue this way. This is where my nether portal is. I used to have a nether portal inside the house. Inside the building. It used to be right here where this painting is. But now that piglins can come through, and they are automatically aggressive, so I moved the portal outside. This used to be, still is the cow and sheep fen, stuff like this. All the cows and sheep died. There's a llama randomly in here. I don't think I put it here, just must have fallen in or something. I've got some empty space still on the island, so animals do spawn sometimes. The rest of the wall just goes around a certain portion of the island, and still not finished. This red fragment here, yeah, it's all just blank. This tower is the launch tower. Well, I'm gonna have a good view. Before I could craft, before I got a good supply of gunpowder to craft some rockets for flying, I used this tower to launch Elytra, whatever. So yeah, it's still a cool view, still a cool tower. So I'm keeping it. I'm not demolishing it or anything. I will probably put something underneath it, like maybe some garden or some trees or whatever, right here. Oh, freaking Enderman! Wait, that's something else. Oh yeah, that's a hole that goes down to my. I don't know why I have the missing block there though. I thought I covered it up. Maybe an Enderman actually did take it. Essentially, the shaft goes down to my strip mine. Second beacon. Yes, I use diamonds just to show off. It's diamonds and gold, and I think beneath that it's all iron. This building is my map building, and there are 4 sides, E for east, because, well, you're gonna see on map in a moment. Then south is ice themed, then there's west the desert, and north is for grain, like plains and mountains. So this is the island. This is the largest scale map. Pizza spawn right here on a separate island. So the island here is on this middle map. So east is Savannah. That's why the building side facing east is showing the Savannah. West is the desert. This is the only part of the landmass that my island is actually connected to. I have a bridge, you can see the line up there. South is where I harvest my ice. And north is, where you can see the green areas. I like the building, how it came out. It's kind of random, but this right here is my alchemy lab. This is where I do all my brewing. It's not complicated or anything. I just keep my potion equipment here. This one I really like, this build. This is my kelp farm. It's simple, but functions. Kelp grows, observers, pistons, goes into the hoppers, simple stuff. But I really like how the look came out, with prismarine and glazed terracotta. Now that the warped wood is in the game, I'm gonna change probably this jungle doors and trapdoor and pressure plates to the green ones, the warped. I think it'll look nice with the green. This little hill is my bamboo farm. I originally planned to build this kind of system. I think it's one of the Zoomovoid's videos on Hermitcraft or something, where he built this whole connected system where he had a bamboo farm hooked up to a super smelter, and bamboo was the fuel, and it was being automatically fed into the super smelter as fuel without having to lift the finger. But that didn't pan out, so I just have a gigantic bamboo farm. I have way too much bamboo that I know what to do with, but I can craft all of the scaffolding that I need. So, and it looks nice. I like the combination with terracotta. And granite is a great block, by the way. Hold on. Okay. Next, this one is the cactus farm. It's only like 3 floors of this. I think it's 4x4. 16 plants in each floor and 3 floors. It doesn't produce cactus super fast, but it works, and I only pretty much use cactus for green dye, so for my needs it's good. And it's a little pathway right next to the wall. And this birch tree over here, I think it's nice. Came out well. Then this takes us back to this area. This part of the wall is finished. It's decorated from outside and stuff. This kind of ridge going through it, this groove, is supposed to be like some kind of sea monster came through and tore through the wall, right, like this. This is the iceboat bridge leading to the desert. Oh, this part, I really like this kind of wharf with the color gradient. I really like how it looks. This building in front of me is empty, it's just there kind of because it looks cool. I didn't really build it with a function in mind, I just built it. Maybe I'll put something in there, maybe not. It's like mirrored on the other side, basically, twins. Oh, on top of the sugarcane, not sugarcane, from the cactus farm, I have a sundial. It's supposed to look like one, kind of. And you can get inside the building from here. I have all these connections. Okay, it's going, evening, because the lamps turned on from the, what were they called? Not solar panels, daylight detectors. Let me see if I can sleep already or not. No, of course not. Okay. Right, now it's getting dark. Okay, so this part of the wall is also still unfinished. I flattened the entire island down to like Y63 or 4? 64. So there was terrain here, but I flattened all of it because I wanted to try my hand at custom terrain. And so these hills that you see here, they were built up from zero by hand. So this one is supposed to be like more arid and rocky, and there's rock outcropping at the end. And the other one is more lush with the flowers. These two trees are the first trees that I ever tried building, and they are terrible. They just suck. They're very ugly. But like I said, I don't like deleting old stuff. Better something because the world kind of tells a story. This is how much I used to suck, and now I can build a better tree if I want to. So yeah, this whole place is empty. The rest of the island, I don't really have an idea for what to build here yet. That's why it's empty. I don't just want to build just anything, just to fill up the space. So that's pretty much everything above ground. Every area of interest. Now underground, I suppose there are like three main things. So one is this one. This is what I call the progress monument. That was a lot of black glass that went into this floor. In the hundreds, but maybe thousands, I don't know. So yeah, it really serves no purpose, this whole building, other than to look cool, which it does to me, and that's the only opinion that matters. And when I was still like playing regularly, I was putting up these signs for every month I was playing, but then kind of stopped. And now I'm picking up the game again, so I'll probably start putting up the signs again. I'll have to figure out some other arrangement for them. But yeah. Back up. Okay, so staircase leads down to my underground areas. This tunnel, like I posted pictures of it in the thread previously, so might have seen it or not, I don't know. There's skeleton spawner here, basic farm. Now I have the guardian farm working finally, so this is no longer my main source of XP, but this is still where I get the bones and bows and stuff. Basically, skeleton drops. Doesn't work super well, but enough that I can farm some bones. Yeah, it's still useful, and it looks cool. I think the color scheme is nice. These blocks go well together. This is the basic nether brick, not the red one. Okay, so I'm gonna try to walk through these rooms relatively quickly. All these rooms serve no function. This was just me messing around with basically different block combinations. Lots of glazed, like I was trying to try out all the glazed terracotta variants. Regular terracotta, some concrete. So this room, orange, blue, kind of yellow, green. Yeah, I'm not wild about all these rooms, but some of them I really like. This one came up pretty nicely. I wanted to try something like with the classic combination of stone bricks and spruce wood, really basic. Yeah, like all of the stuff is empty, nothing good. But the lore is like if some catastrophe happened up top, I can hunker down here. Which of course is not gonna happen. This was a little experiment. I wanted to build a tunnel out of completely black blocks So it would look dark while still being lit up. So, I mean, it's lit up, you can see the end roads, but it still looks dark, which I like this effect. This tunnel is one of my favorites. There's bone blocks in the ceiling and the walls. It's supposed to be like a skeleton of some creature that was excavated, and the bones, the skeleton is holding up the tunnel. This is like the skull, like the jawbone, the lower one, the mandible, and the top of the skull. And these, what are this called? The fence, oh my god, diorite fence, which is also another great block. I don't know why people hate it. These are like supposed to be like teeth turned to stone. So a couple of these rooms all loop around into each other. You can see like this tunnel, this stairs here, and obviously this tunnel leads somewhere. So if you go through here, I call this room the bathroom because that's what it looks like to me. This connects to the main tunnel back here. Up the stairs, I have my shrine where I keep the ender egg, the ender dragon egg. I kind of went weird with the walls here. Like, no rhyme or reason to them, but it looks interesting. A lot of these rooms I was just kind of putting together, experimenting with different blocks, throwing stuff together to see what goes well together or not. Up in the ceiling is black glazed terracotta. Actually, this brown block in the walls, this is black terracotta. So black terracotta is not actually black, it's brown. This block is the coal, and this I'm pretty sure is the black concrete. So there is an actual black block in the game, it's black concrete, but the terracotta is brown. You saw these same kind of torches down in the at the bedrock level of the progress monument. Just use different blocks to build those. I use this design a lot. And the ceiling, I think this black glazed terracotta goes really well with the nether blocks. So here, it turns out that purple and granite fit together. I think it's a nice color combination. This is the tomb or something, maybe, I don't know, the empire or whatever. I don't talk about this room. This is a flooded tunnel that you're supposed to swim through, and when I built it, I didn't know that it would end up within the range of my conduits. I don't even know which one, but one of the conduits catches it, so that's cool. This room is probably the laziest of all the rooms in the underground. I was like running out of ideas what to put in rooms here, and I call it the pizza oven. This is the deep pit, it goes down to bedrock. There's no way to get back up, you have to punch through the walls to get out. So yeah. I think it has this cool effect when you look up the edge, you don't exactly see the bottom. This room, I had some random leftover glazed terracotta on me, so I thought I'm gonna put it in the walls, so that's why there's pink terracotta in here. Which doesn't really fit the rest of the blocks, but it's gonna stay that way. Oh, this floor, the acacia log goes really well with the gray blocks. This is supposed to be like a mine. I think it's an interesting effect. I think I might have gone a bit overboard with granite, especially. The diorite, kind of blends well with the gray blocks, but the granite really stands out. So I still like it though. Although the cave is really like drab, there's no green or anything. So these stairs go back into the skeleton tunnel. So that was the loop that we just did. And if you go down the tunnel, Oh, these 4 blocks. We have prismarine, sandstone, diorite, and granite. I think they also go really nicely together. This room, I like it. I think it's one of the best looking rooms I built on the base. These different wall panels with different blocks. This one came out really cool with the different. I think these are, yeah, these are concrete blocks, not terracotta. Down here, this bit here and this tunnel is the only place in the base where I have used a checkered floor. I think a checkered floor is kind of the simplest idea, so I try to avoid it. Oh, this room is really cool too. I did not expect this block combination to go together as well as it does, and I think it really does. The orange and red with the prismarine and the diorite go really nicely together. It's just the same tunnel, just loops around. There's one more room left in here. These blocks go well together as well. The green, although, you know, basically green and brown, which is kind of a safe combination. This one is supposed to be like a cave of secrets or whatever. The lava is only 1 block deep, but it's not immediately obvious which way to get out. I mean, coal blocks here, step up here. But I suppose if someone not familiar came down here, they would be like, oops, don't fall in. I used the portal down here not for any function, but just because it kind of creates this cool curtain effect. So if you don't know that you're supposed to stick to the center block to go through safely, someone might come through and fall into the lava, which is exactly the effect I wanted. Okay, the last bit of this tunnel is cool because, well, instead of the floor, this is water, and I have this is all terracotta. So this is, I think this is actual brown terracotta, not black, although I'm not sure. Anyway, it goes brown, kind of blue, yellow, orange, red, kind of creating this gradient. I really like the effect it creates. Over here, this room looks terrible. I think it's hideous, but I'm not gonna remodel it or anything. It's gonna stay that way to remind me to never do this again. I used to have tropical fish in here, but they all died, and I just haven't bothered to put some new ones in there because I don't really come to this room if I don't have to. I mean, there's nothing to do here, so it's just a reminder of my shame. This one I like. This one I like. The blocks are kind of weird together. Maybe I went overboard because the floor is different blocks and the walls have a different combination of blocks. The walls are, you know, the blocks go together well, but the sandstone and granite create a pretty big contrast. I like the pillars. They're kind of simple, but you know they have this solid feel. They're thick and massive. This room, just different terracotta combinations. And this loops back into the green room. And the last bit of these tunnels underground, I have to come down here again and follow this tunnel to the end. And it comes out to this room. This was the last room I built, and I really was out of ideas, so I just did like splotches of like paint on the wall or something, and then I just put in random stuff like this furniture, which I'm not proud of it. It looks kind of stupid, but yeah, I'm gonna leave it as is. And this connects back to the same staircase that this tunnel does. And the last part of the base is downstairs at bedrock level. This was my strip mine, where I spent a lot of time with beacons, mining out stuff. Lots of slime spawn down here. It's pretty big, yeah. And there's like still more space behind this wall, but I want it, because I'm gonna turn it into like actual useful space, rooms and different places, and maybe put some farms in here. So I wanted to have like symmetrical dimensions. That's why I closed off this wall a few blocks in, so that this thing would be like the centerpiece. And I'm gonna punch basically walls in here and have this, you know, like entrance connect this thing. And not right now, because right now I don't need it. I don't really come down into that place too often because I have no need to. Yeah, this is the next planned room, kind of already separated out. This room is finished inside, of course, and this I think is possibly the best looking room in the entire base. I really like how it turned out. I'm not gonna like put anything in here because I don't want like any obstruction of the view of the walls and stuff. It's gonna stay empty like this, but well, that's what it's for. So it's here to look cool, and I think it does. And slimes. Go away. Okay. Yeah, lots of these. What are they called? Redstone lamps. I think I might have spared a few, like in these beams in the center, but I wanted to make sure that the room is going to be lit up. These pillars, I kind of went for the same feel that kind of feel massive, but so they can support the structure, but they still have lots of detail in them, even though it's just one block of granite and polished granite. I like this effect where I have 3 layers of the wall going in. And this kind of indent in the ceiling, I like that. And the last bit that I want to show is a little secret. Now I have a kelp farm, so I use dried kelp to power all my furnaces. But before I had the kelp farm set up, I used, well, because digging out this whole space, I encountered a lot of lava, so I was just using lava buckets for fuel. But, you know, it's inconvenient because you have to collect the buckets then and refill them with lava, even though it's the most efficient fuel because I think it smells 100 blocks per lava bucket. It's just annoying to deal with. So once I set up the kelp farm, I had a lot of lava sources left over. I didn't just want to turn them into obsidian or something. So I built this, which I call the Vault of Fire, where I keep all this lava that's left over. And this combination of blocks, this swirly thing is the red terracotta. Red glazed terracotta, of course. But yeah, I like how this looks, I really do. Obsidian used as a building block, which is not something I really do, but I try to try out different stuff, different blocks, and this one looks nice. And this is where I use the black glazed terracotta on the ceiling again, because it looks really cool. This whole place is lit up, but because of the blocks in the ceiling and the obsidian and coal blocks in the floor, it still kind of has that dark atmosphere. Like it looks dark, even though all the lava lights it up pretty well, and glowstone, of course. And basically there are, you know, like 10 of these on each side, where I store 9 lava sources on each one. So this was the last thing, and yeah, like it serves no other purpose, this whole thing, and I spent a couple hours building it. but I really like it. I think it's cool when you have a Minecraft world kind of full of these little secrets. All right, that's it.